In today's video, we're going to take a look at my new Accu-Tac Br-4 G2 bipod and talk about how to install it on my Savage 110 Tactical 308 rifle with sling studs instead of a Picatinny rail. That's what's coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose, your home for trustworthy information and gear reviews related to camping, survival, and general preparedness for regular folks. My name's Brian. Thanks for joining me here in the waning daylight hours after the time just changed here in November. So we lost an hour of daylight here, but I gained 1 hour of sleep that week anyway, last week. So as I said, the folks at Accu-Tac, really cool, were kind enough to send me one of their Br-4 G2 bipods, because I needed a good bipod for my Savage 110 Tactical bolt action rifle with the sling studs on it. And my friend James Yeager told me that Accu-Tac was the best bipod on the market, and he connected me with them. They were kind enough to send me one to test out. And I have to say, just feeling this, I can see why they are the gold standard of bipods. And segue times, because speaking of gold, this video is sponsored by my friends at Acre Gold. You've seen them before. They're not only a sponsor, I'm also a member of Acre Gold, a customer, because what they allow you to do is they allow regular folks like me and you to contribute a little bit of money a month to an account. When it builds up, they'll actually send you a piece of gold, a real 2.5 gram little mini bar of gold, not on some internet virtual account, but actually in your hot little hands. And it comes in a plain brown wrapper. It's not labeled gold or anything like that on it. And it's always exciting to see that little package in the mailbox and see that shiny gold. So it's a really great way for regular folks like you and me to get some gold without breaking the bank. So anyway, that's Acre Gold. Thanks to them for sponsoring this video. So let's talk about the Accu-Tac bipod and mounting it. Let's take that little sticker off there because we don't need that. First of all, this bipod is made in the USA. It actually says so right there on it, made in the USA. Got the specs here on the box, so we'll talk about that real quick. It's 6061 aluminum alloy. Let me just give you some close-ups of this thing. It has a minimum height of 5.5 inches with the legs at 45 degrees and a maximum height of 8.25 inches with the legs at 90 degrees, which is like this. I guess 45, so it's got, you can set these legs out at different angles, and you just pull it down like so, spring loaded, and you got little notches there, so you can do that. So that's pretty cool. And then has a minimum stance of 8 inches and a maximum stance of 12.25 inches. The closed width is 3.25 inches like this, and the closed length is 7.5 inches, and they weigh 20 ounces. 20 ounces, super solid, type 3 mil-spec hard anodized coating. 4 leg positions that work individually, so you can set it at individual heights, however you want it. So you just pull it out, it's like a ratchet, and it pops back in. I like that. So if you don't have to do anything to open it, but pull it out, and it's got a ratchet there. So that's pretty cool. It has a right or left canting feature. We'll take a look at that. A cant tilt lock lever, I believe that's here. So you can cant it a little bit like that, and you can lock it however you want it. It has 5 height adjustments. The legs work individually. It is 100% made and assembled in the USA and has a limited lifetime warranty. So, as I said, this rifle, like many hunting rifles, has a sling stud on it, not a Picatinny rail. And sling stud is just designed, I'm sure you're familiar with that, but if you're not, it's designed for this little swivel here to go on and to slide through like so, and then close up where you can put your sling on it. So what they have available is this Accu-Tac sling stud adapter, and it's pretty cool. Oh, it's pretty cool because it gives you a way to mount a Picatinny rail on bottom here that allows you to mount this bipod. So we're going to show you how to do that. Let me readjust, and we'll put the sucker on and see how well she works. Okay, so first of all, this little rod here comes out, and it's going to go through here. You're going to put this on basically like so. Can you see that? Let me get where you can see it. Maybe turn it up. I've got my scope on here, so it's going to be kind of awkward, but this is going to go on like so. And this little pin here slides through and locks this in place onto here. You can see that. And then this tightens down onto it. But before you do that, this goes on here like so. So this thing has two different sling swivels on it, so you can put it here if you want to do that. You can probably put it here if you wanted to do that. I like to have the tripod as far forward as possible. I think that makes sense. They put these two on here, the Savage does, so you can do something like this and still have a swivel, but this also has a swivel on it, so you don't really need that. So I'm going to say if I put it all the way forward like this, it's probably going to be good. We're going to put it here. That's where we're going to put it. So the way to do that is we're going to take this nut off. I think I got this right. Take this nut off, okay? Maybe you can see, hopefully you can see this. Put this on here like so and drop this pin through it. Okay, so having a little issue getting these holes to line up with the pin and the stud, so I had to unscrew the stud a little bit to give it a little more clearance. And then push it down in there like so. And now we got it where it's coming out both sides. So now I'm just going to tighten the stud back down. Try to tighten it down at least full revolution. And it should work because this is synthetic stock. It ought to have enough play in it to get there. So I got that where it needs to be sideways for the sling to work. There's that. Sometimes you just got to get a little creative with things, right? Got those pins kind of even because they're going to fit around that little slots there. Put that on like so. Then take this nut right here. Oh, I'm going to turn around the other way, Brian. You want it towards the front. Take this nut right here. Let's see, make sure that's straight. I think, okay. Line it up, kind of get it lined up. Put that nut on there and tighten her down. And you probably, if you don't want to scratch it, I would say use a wrench, but I've got my channel locks here, and I am a plumber, and you know how plumbers like their channel locks. And if you don't know that, you should know that. Plumbers like channel locks. Just tighten that sucker down, and there we go. I'll probably go back and put some Loctite on it, but just want to show you this, trying to get this video done before it gets dark. So then, got a quick connect there. It's going to mount onto that Picatinny rail right there. Okay, next step is just make sure you get your quick connect correctly adjusted. And the way you do that is just pull this out a little bit, like so. Pull that out. Can you see that on camera? Try to get where you can see it on camera. Pull that out. If you need to tighten it up, just turn it one notch. It's got little notches in there. They're back. You want it to be where when you put this on, the way to do that is this side's got the spring in it. You put that on first, like clamp it, catch it first, and then push against the spring, put it on, and then you really don't have to do that if you get it right, but so make sure it's engaged well, and then lock it down. It should be pretty easy to lock down, but not hard to get up, not too hard. So there it is mounted. Let's take a little bit longer range look at it. Okay, so there's the Accu-Tac Bipod sitting there. Let me just show you how this thing works. So first of all, this is just going to be your basic carry configuration. To deploy it, you can pull this out just a little bit, pull the legs out just a little bit. This is going to be the lowest it'll go. You got them with them kind of down at a 45. That's going to give you really low if you only need a little bit of height, right? If you want to raise it up higher, down to the 9-degree section, there's that. And if you still want more height, just pull the legs out to whatever height you want them, and that's going to be your highest option. And so I believe this, see, that gives you the maximum height is going to be 8.5 inches. And the other cool feature is it has a swivel here, a cant, I guess you call it. Got that little lever right there. If you loosen that lever up, you can cant it however you want, like so, like so. If you want to leave it loose, you can. If you want to put a little tension on it, you can. Or you can put it in a certain cant and lock it down. So I like mine to kind of, basically, I like to look through the crosshairs and they be horizontal, or be plumbing horizontal, because that's just how I roll, because I'm a plumber. So there's that. And then to close it back up, just push your buttons there, pull it out. It'd be easier if you're not making a video, and there you go. And if you don't want to carry that, it weighs 20 ounces. If you don't want to carry it on your rifle, maybe you're stalking in the woods or whatever, you can just take this off like so, put it in your pack, and then when you get to where you're going, if you got a stand or whatever, put it back on. Again, it's easier if you're not making a video, and clamp it down, and you're good to go. So, let's talk about the pros and cons of the Accu-Tac. This is the Br-4 G2. And honestly, for me, one of the biggest pros is it is absolutely rock solid. You know, I've tried some lower price budget bipods that work okay, but they got some movement, some wobble in them on there. And so if you're trying to get a really steady shot, that's just one more component you got to control because the bipod's moving. So I like that these are absolutely rock solid. There's no movement, no wiggle, no wobble in there. That's really good. I like the fact they're made in America. That's really good. I like the fact they are very, very robust. There's nothing chintzy or cheesy or rickety about these. They are super solid. Everything is very, very well made, and it is absolutely, they're just, you can tell they're built like a stinking tank. So whether you're hunting, you spend a lot of money to hunt, you spend a lot of time stalking game, or you're just target shooting or whatever, you want something, or maybe you're going into a tactical environment, I don't know. You want something that is absolutely solid that you can trust your life to. This is it. And I believe that if you're going to have a firearm that is potentially either life-saving or potentially you're going to get you some meat in the freezer or whatever, you spend a lot of money on other stuff for hunting. You probably spend a lot of money on ammo and on everything else. You got to get good gear, okay? So, and this is no doubt good gear. I really like this. So that's the pros. The cons, what kind of cons are there? In my opinion, the only con for some people is going to be the price. These things are right around the $300 mark for this bipod. So it's not cheap. Not going to pretend it is, but sometimes you do get what you pay for. And this is one of those things that literally you can buy it and it will last you the rest of your life. And what's cool about this one is it's another pro really is the quick disconnect. So, you know, if you got Picatinny rails on different rifles, you could buy one set of these, and you know, if you put it on your hunting rifle when you're going hunting, if you got a different rifle you take with you, you can swap this out. You don't have to have, look, you can only shoot one rifle at a time, right? So if you could buy one of these bipods that could mount on several different rifles, then you know that kind of maximizes your investment, so to speak. So anyway, that is the Accu-Tac Br-4 G2. And we got another one we're going to look at in another video. But I want to show you this while we're showing. Just it's got that sling swivel up there, so this will go right on there like so. And I can put my sling back on. And this is, by the way, a Vickers tactical sling. And I got it on upside down, so I have to fix that. But anyway, I'm telling you, don't try this at home. Don't try to make a video at home. It really is difficult sometimes. But got to get it right? Yeah, I got it right. Okay. So anyway, as I'm fumbling and doofusing and all that stuff here, I just want to say thanks again to the folks at Accu-Tac for sending me this so I can show it to you. And thanks to James Yeager for introducing me to them. Whenever I have a question about gear or tactical stuff or anything like that, I ask my friend James because he knows a whole lot more about it than I do. So, and he's never steered me wrong yet. And he told me the Accu-Tac bipods were the way to go. And I was curious to get my hands on one. I never really tried one. I am completely in agreement with him. This is absolutely rock solid. So if you're looking for a really solid bipod, you cannot go wrong with Accu-Tac. Anyway, I hope this has been helpful. I really appreciate you watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival's not an accident, so be prepared. I'll see you next time.